Welcome to our latest adventure, campers. This episode is set against the backdrop of Paso Robles, Central California. We'll be harvest hosting at a selection of wineries, leading up to an unusual stay at a unique olive oil ranch with fantastic camping. Grab your stuff and let's go. Departing the Arroyo Grande area, we head north for Paso Robles, just a short 50-mile jaunt. We plan to stay in several harvest hosts during our time in the area. Recent policy changes in Paso Robles have altered overnight camping options. Several past favorites are no longer in the Harvest Host program, but we managed to find what appear to be good options in nearby regions. The short drive up the 101 is very picturesque, and in no time we find ourselves exiting the highway for a more rural surface road. We are looking for Stanger Vineyards. They are located a bit inland. We were told to look for, of all things, a boat. And we're just passing one now. Uncertain about the parking protocol, we decide to simply pull up near the house and seek guidance. There's the boat. We are directed to drive around the house and up on the hill where there were several spots available. As we are the only visitors at this time, we choose a spot offering expansive views of the valley, immersing ourselves in the breathtaking panorama. This property boasts gardens featuring grapevines, berries, and other vegetables and fruits. We've arranged a tasting appointment shared with one other harvest host couple that arrived shortly after us. Respecting our fellow tasters' privacy, we chose not to film the event. Instead, we'll share insights about the ranch itself. The ranch, which is used as the harvest host location, is located on the Creston property off Highway 41. It's surrounded by rolling hills and vineyards. This serene and wonderful place is where you'll visit and camp if you're in the Harvest Host program. Keep in mind, Stanger has another property where most of the grapes are grown, located in the esteemed Willow Creek district. During our tasting session, our gracious host Roger provided a wealth of interesting anecdotes about how the ranch was established and its history. Roger and his wife Cheryl embarked on their viticultural journey in a town just outside of Chicago, where they grew several grapevines. Realizing these were table grapes and not suitable for winemaking, they purchased some property in Michigan just a few hours distant. Then they purchased some French vines and began a real winemaking effort. But eventually, the weather and other environmental factors convinced them to continue their search. They visited numerous properties across the celebrated vineyards of Napa and Sonoma in California, but none seemed to resonate. Then, they came further south to visit the Paso Robles region, and soon realized this was their new home. They found their ideal property, the Journey's End Ranch, but had to wait a year to complete the purchase as it went off market and then came back on. This property lies in what is now the distinguished Willow Creek district, considered the premier grape-growing region in Paso Robles. Initially raw and barren, the land required a year's toil to sculpt it into a productive vineyard. Roger asserts that when you start with superior grapes from the finest regions, winemaking doesn't require modern frills. According to him, relying on traditional processes is the key to crafting superior wines. After indulging in his offerings, we've come to a similar conclusion. They stood out as par excellence. Here's a couple of tips you should consider when you visit Stanger. Firstly, this is not an inexpensive winery. The tasting fee is $25 per person at the time of this video, which will be refunded on purchases of 2 bottles. Secondly, Stanger is all about the wine. They proudly boast, "We have no live music, no entertainment, no food, and no fun, just ultra-premium wine." This said, our visit was fantastic. The camping area was perfect, and we thoroughly enjoyed Roger's company and the wine tasting experience. Let's go cook some breakfast now before we get ready to head out. A simple scramble should do the trick. And we will toast up some of the French bread that Joyce gave us at Feather Ranch in the air fryer. Did you know you could do that? You don't find views much nicer than this for breakfast. Now packed up, we're set to journey to our next destination, merely 30 miles away. We leave with several of our favorite wines, including a few exceptional dessert wines. Our journey from Stanger to Four Sisters Ranch takes us through the vast vineyards of Paso Robles into neighboring San Miguel. We've been here before, so we have a sense of what to expect. The entrance to the ranch is up a steep driveway. At the front gate, we're directed to park near the trees and grapevines. Usually, these trees provide shade in the heat, but this time, seeking sunlight for our solar panels, we park in a sunnier spot. Staying next to the vineyard is a tranquil experience, allowing us to immerse ourselves in nature. The ranch itself is well kept, with a main building that houses the winery, tasting rooms, and possibly offices. This visit, in the later hours of the day, is quiet, giving us the opportunity to enjoy the carefully maintained outdoor space. The ranch, as our video shows, has plenty of room and seems ideal for larger events like weddings. There's a large outdoor kitchen area on site featuring a big pizza oven that can cater to big groups. The views of the neighboring vineyards and rolling hills are a hallmark of the Paso Robles area. Four Sisters Ranch is owned and operated by a couple of MDs. Named after their 4 daughters, the ranch is a family-run business, each member adding to its charm and success. Since its inception in 1989, Four Sisters Ranch has been dedicated to growing high-quality wine grapes. The ranch began a new chapter in 2007 by not only supplying bulk and private label wines to well-known wineries in Napa Valley, Sonoma, Paso Robles, Texas, and abroad, but also launching its own label. Their first vintage in 2007 included Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Syrah. In 2015, they expanded, unveiling a beautiful tasting room and event space, along with a line of exclusive small-batch artisan wines. The unique intersection of medical knowledge and winemaking at Four Sisters Ranch has spurred a focus on the health benefits of moderate wine consumption. During our tasting, Elizabeth served us with a blend of expertise and warmth. Her role as sommelier, deeply knowledgeable about Four Sisters wines, was complemented by her friendly approach, significantly enhancing our experience. Both Dang and I enjoyed the selection very much, and in fact purchased a number of bottles to take with us. This presents a good opportunity to reflect on our philosophy regarding harvest hosts. It's not about saving money on travel for us, as that's rarely the case. Instead, we value the unique experiences, the new places we explore, and the interesting people we meet along the way. Let us know your thoughts on this subject in the comments below, please. In the meantime, we're going to head to our next location. Driving through the small, vineyard-lined back roads of San Miguel, we head north towards the small town of San Ardo. This is promising to be a warm but not hot day, and we are looking forward to our next host. The cows are practicing for the dog days of summer. It gets really hot around here. But before we head to our next host, we have to stop and get some groceries. We stumbled upon a quaint Mexican market in San Miguel that seemed just right for our needs. Conveniently, there was a big lot across the street that was easy to park in. And as we walked over to the market, I noticed a man barbecuing a bunch of chicken. He introduced himself as Ben and informed me that this was an appreciation event they do on the last Saturday of each month for their patrons. Ben also let me know that the Elkhorn is one of the oldest bars in California. Their Twitter page, which we will link to in the description, proudly claims the Elkhorn Bar was established on December 5th, 1853. Patronage by friars, liars, drinkers, and thinkers. We'll come back someday when we can enjoy a drink, but in the meantime, I'm going to wander over and look at this plaque. Apparently a dedication by the Lions Club to the people of the town. It mentions trees, but there are none left now. The market was great, and we purchased what we needed, including some nice al pastor style pork for grilling later, and continue north on our trip. We are excited to see our final harvest host of the area. This is not a winery, but rather an olive farm. Perhaps we were too excited. I forgot to call 30 minutes ahead of time as requested in the reservation. 43 Ranch is both an olive farm and a mill, which makes it somewhat unique. As we exited the truck, we noticed a large bird in the brush. We never did find out what species that was. If you know, leave us a comment. We soon met Greg, one of the owners, and he proceeded to give us a tour.
This bottom section is representative of one way to extract oil out of olives. It's called refining. Refining process uses high pressure and high heat, extracts the oil, gets 99% of the oil out of the olive, but it destroys the flavor, and it takes more than half the antioxidants out of the oil. So you're left with something you can grease a pan with, but it's not really something that's flavorful or all that healthy for you. And the downside of that is we can only get about 75 to 85% of the oil out of the olive, but it retains the flavor and it retains the antioxidants in the oil. Olives come in through that yellow tube and down into that box, and they're crushed. The whole olive, pit, skin, everything.
The equipment Greg uses to mill the olives is very expensive and comes from Italy. When it needs to be serviced, he packs it up and ships it back over there, which is a lengthy and costly process. Excellence has a price.
What we get here is a cloudy, fresh, raw olive oil that we then will immediately filter to clarify it, get that sediment out of it.
Right.
And that way we've captured the flavor as quickly as we can. We get as little exposure to water and air as we can, and we go immediately to storage. Yeah, you can harvest green olives and you can harvest ripe olives. You'll get different flavor profiles.
Right. So you do your own olives and others.
Yes, we mill for about between 100 and 150 different growers depending on the year.
Yeah. Now, the moment we've been waiting for.
So we're gonna taste 3 or 4 extra virgin olive oils. So good olive oil is gonna have 3 different flavors. Okay, you're going to get a first flavor is going to be the front of your palate. It's going to be a retronasal sense. You're going to get, we call that fruit.
Okay.
But it might taste like a fruit, might taste like leafy green things, nuts, spices. It's just your first encounter with the oil. Next, you're going to get a bitterness. And bitterness is going to be what you taste sort of sides of your tongue, roof of your mouth. I like to say it tastes like a lettuce a lot of times. It's delicate, it's barely bitter, like a red leaf lettuce. Arugula is kind of in the middle there, and then radicchio's out on the very bitter end. And then pungency is going to be in the back of your throat, back palate, black pepper sensation. It's a good indication of the antioxidants in the oil. Okay, higher phenolic oils have more pungency. This is an olive called Koroniki. This is a single variety oil. When you taste it, put it on the front of your mouth. Taste, give a little slurp to get it onto your tongue, and then swallow. With this oil, I get some ripe fruit flavors. So I get a little bit of that grass, ripe mango or banana, sort of ripe tropical fruit. And then this last one that we're going to try is a Spanish olive called Picual. Now this oil is, I'll let you know, is a year older than these others that you've tried.
Okay.
Last year we didn't have any Picual.
Yeah. It's nice. It's light. It's not.
Yeah, makes a good citrus salad. It's not overpowering with orange. You can taste good olive oil and...
That's good. It's subtle, but you can definitely tell it's more front loaded with the lemon, and then it fades pretty quickly.
Goes into that olive oil. So it's got a light spice. So the peppers that we use we only use a little bit of jalapeno. We use Fresno chilies and Serrano chilies, and then limes. So we call this it's the good olive oil for Mexican food.
Yeah.
Okay. We also do honey. And this year we had a big super bloom. So this honey is basically all super bloom honey. Super clear, super light.
Wow. Yeah.
And then later in the season we get the wild California buckwheat, which is a darker, toastier honey.
I chose mine, you choose yours.
One.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me get those for you.
43 Ranch has won numerous awards. These are just a few. We notice what looks like charging stations. Not sure if these are public or functional yet. Planted in 2011, this grove thrives on land first settled in 1864, nurtured by the hands of 5th and 6th generation farmers. Greg is going to escort us up to the campsite now. In order to access the premium camp spots, you have to agree to a small minimum purchase. This was no problem for us as we enjoy premium olive oil and readily stocked up. If you don't want to make that purchase, or if your rig is not suitable for the dirt roads, you can camp down near the mill where any rig should fit. We didn't keep track, but it seems like our camp spot was about a mile or so up the road and on top of a hill with stunning views. As soon as we got set up, we set out to explore a bit more of the ranch. The roads go on, and Greg has graciously allowed us to fly the drone so we can get a bird's eye view of the rolling hills. Tucked away between San Miguel and San Ardo, 43 Ranch offers a picturesque reminder of California's renowned golden allure. The undulating hills, bathed in golden light, extend far and wide, with oak trees adding splashes of green to this majestic panorama. Below, we glance some olive groves. Might these be the source of the delicious oils for which 43 Ranch is renowned? Just east of us, the Salinas River charts a distinctive course northward to Monterey, originating from the Los Padres National Forest in the south. Here we see our campsite, isolated and enveloped by the wilderness, providing us with unparalleled views on all sides. The ranch house, perhaps? If you do explore the ranch, make sure you have a good sense of direction. It would be easy to get lost amidst the network of dirt roads. Behold another view of the Salinas River with the fertile farms drawing life from its flow. Now back at the campsite, it's time to enjoy the fire and cook up some dinner. Tonight we marinate eggplant in 43 Ranch kitchen blend and garlic. It doesn't get much better than this. While additional harvest hosters have made their way here, there's still plenty of room for all, avoiding any sense of being cramped together. In terms of a harvest host camp spot, we feel 43 Ranch is the best we have seen. It offers the type of isolation and serenity that we strive for when we are out camping, a true boondocking experience. The next morning, after enjoying a peaceful evening in the tranquil 43 Ranch, we packed up and got on our way. We're gonna miss this camping spot, but at least we have plenty of olive oil now. The drive out is straightforward and easy to navigate. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Greg and 43 Ranch Olive Oil. This was a fantastic stay, and we will definitely stop in again when passing through. It's now time for us to head over to the Southern Sierra for a dramatic change of scenery. If this video resonated with you, we invite you to join our community by subscribing. Liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments section not only supports us, but also fuels our ability to create more engaging content. Thanks for watching.